I wanted to talk today about the loneliness of having cancer. I was diagnosed with melanoma skin cancer in January of 2021. Thankfully, it was a level 1, stage 1 skin cancer, and I had it removed off my arm. I will leave my diagnosis story and my surgery story videos in the description box of this video. But today I just wanted to chat about how lonely it is. I can't speak for all people or all cancers, but after I was first diagnosed with melanoma skin cancer, it's like I took on the weight of the world. I had a lot of paralyzing fear. I didn't know anything, to be honest. I didn't know anything about cancer or skin cancer, and I didn't know who to talk with it about, because when you talk with cancer with your family members, you realize that you just create worry. And I just did this last night. My daughter we're worried about a spot on her. She's 3 years old. I was talking with my husband about how melanoma skin cancers can be passed in the womb, and so then I was wondering, has my melanoma been in my body for over 3 years? Like, was it there when I was pregnant with her? I don't know. And so I was talking about this, and he didn't even know that after you have melanoma skin cancer, you should never get pregnant because it can be passed on to your baby. And so I caused unnecessary fear and worry in him last night. And so I realized that, he's my best friend and I want to tell him everything, but it's lonely because I just cause him fear. So then I don't tell him everything that I'm going through. And I've been trying to hold back on that because I don't want to cause him unnecessary worry when it's just my fears, it's just my worry. I don't want to pass that on, and especially not to my kids. I don't talk to my kids about my fears and my worries about my cancer. So it can be very lonely. I did find a friend who goes to my church, and she had melanoma skin cancer on her face, which, of all my spots, I'm thankful I had it on my arm and not my face. She's so nice. She had it about three or 4 years ago, and so she's been sharing with me about her struggles and her surgery and all of that. But we don't really know each other that well yet, so I'm hoping to get to know her better, because it's lonely. You don't really have anyone to talk about cancer with, and that's another reason I created this channel, is so I can feel like I'm talking to a friend about all of my worries and my fears and my experiences, and two, I want other people to be able to come to my channel and feel like we can chat in the comment section, that even though we don't have people around us who understand what we're going through, that I understand what you're going through to an extent. Of course, I don't understand what everybody's going through, but to an extent, I understand what you are going through. And if you've had cancer, you understand what I've been going through. I did find a Facebook group, and I know that some of you from that Facebook group, who I don't know, watch this channel, and thank you so much for hopping over and taking the time to listen to my story and taking the time to listen to this video. That Facebook group has been, how do I explain this? It's been a source of comfort for me, because it's a group of people who have all had melanoma skin cancer, and so we all know what each other's going through. But then it also scares the living bejesus out of me because there are horrible things that happen to people with melanoma skin cancer, and people share those things in that group. So sometimes I have to mute that group on Facebook and take a break from it a while, and then come back to it when I'm in a better headspace and a better mindset, because it's a lot. Talking about cancer is a lot, and I feel like I have to censor who I talk with it about. Some people, if I mention it randomly, they either don't know what to say to me, or like if I talk to my mom about it, she'll just start crying, or she'll just distance herself and be like, "You'll get through this, you always do, just trust God, God will take care of it." Kind of like brushing it away, like I don't want to talk about it. And my mom had cancer. She had cervical cancer when she was in her 30s, I think. And so I thought that I would be able to talk to my mom about what it's like to have cancer, but I think it's been so long ago, and cervical cancer, you know, it hasn't come back for her. She says she's had scares, but it's not something she ever talked with her kids about, and I understand that. Like, I try not to talk to my kids about my fears with cancer. I try to explain, like, oh, I'm having a biopsy done, and this is why, and you need to wear sunscreen, and this is why. You know, I have a 13-year-old and a 3-year-old. So yeah, let me know. Do you find having cancer to be lonely? Do you find talking about cancer with family members difficult? Do you feel that you have to protect your family members about your own cancer talk and cancer journey? I would love to know all of those questions, because I'm looking for people to talk about life after melanoma skin cancer. And I know a lot of people want to forget it, but it's a drastic change to my life, so I want to talk about it.